All right, listeners, get out your pencils and Bible dictionaries. It's time to match wits with church secretary.
Hello. Most people think the pastor is the head of the church. God bless him, I say. I know better. I ought to. I'm Elsie Bjornstead, and I'm the church secretary. It was Christmas Eve, and I was home dreaming of a white Christmas. The white sands of Bermuda, actually. Minnesota needs more snow the way Palm Beach needs another vacation by the Kennedys. We have a Christmas Eve service at our church, and that always means trouble. Expecting the service to go smoothly was like expecting Harold Stassen to win the New Hampshire primary. Every Christmas Eve, Pastor Backstrom gives his sermon dressed up like a different character from the Christmas story. This was fine at first, but there are only so many characters in the Christmas story. Last year, he dressed up as a camel. Although it was a nice sermon, it was a little long for everyone, especially Norbert Flemsky, who had to play the camel's rear legs, and who ended up fainting mid-sermon and collapsing, pulling Pastor Backstrom off the podium and into the children's choir. Norbert was treated for heat exhaustion. Some of those kids are still afraid of the Minnesota Zoo. This Christmas Eve was worse. I was at home getting ready, polyurethaning my hair with Final Net, when the telephone rang. It was Mrs. Rose Dale, a sweet woman who married into the wrong last name. It was a cruel twist of fate, but she seems to handle it just swell. In fact, I don't know a Rose by any other name that's as swell or sweet. Merry Christmas, Rose. How's your daughter, Brooke? Are you going to the service tonight?
Oh, Elsie, there isn't going to be a church service tonight. Oh, Elsie, something terrible has happened, and it's all the fault of poor old Carl.
Carl, the church custodian?
Yes, oh, Elsie, for the first time at the church, Christmas Eve has been canceled.
Who decided the service was going to be canceled?
All of us on the decorations committee, we're calling everybody. We had to make a rash decision.
Based on what?
Based on the fact we all got a rash from the church building. Elsie, there's no Christmas Eve because everyone is allergic to the church.
Sounds like a case I can really dig my fingernails into. What are the complications, Rose? Maybe I can bring hope to the afflicted.
Well, we were all there this afternoon, all of us on the Christmas Eve decorating committee. It's usually a fun tradition. It's organized by Fred and Llewellyn Tate, and we're all just like family. Through the years, we all would be together if the Tates allow. This year, I hung a shining star upon the highest bough.
Uh-huh. You don't meet again until next year.
No, until then we'll all have to muddle through somehow.
Right. So tonight you were spreading Christmas cheer.
Apparently we were spreading more than that. Carl was there too, and he had this new industrial strength cleaner. Well, I suppose it cleaned all right, but when we got home, we all started developing bright, red, itchy rashes all over our bodies. Oh, Elsie.
Talk about being sore afraid.
Yeah, with real sores.
Just how red is this rash?
Oh, Elsie, if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows.
Festive. How is Carl taking the fact that the service is canceled?
No one told him. He's still there. Oh, Elsie, when no one shows up tonight, he's just going to be sick.
Well, someone has to tell him this swelling tale.
That's what we thought. Oh, Elsie. We took a vote and we decided that...
Let me guess. It's Elsie. I strapped on my lucky mucklucks and trudged through the slush on a cold winter's night that was so deep. The gloom was more contagious than the rash, and I knew that only a miracle could get me out of this scrape. Sure enough, I found Carl in the church still cleaning.
Oh, hello there, little girl. Merry Christmas, don't you know?
Merry Christmas, Carl. Carl has been the church custodian longer than Woolworths has sold Brill cream. He's a fixture of our church building, like the exit signs and drinking fountains. Legend has it, Carl was at church one Sunday morning when the furnace conked out. Without saying a word, he got up, fetched a pipe wrench from his truck, stepped into the boiler room, and stayed for 35 years.
No time to talk, little girl. I gotta be going, you know. Oh, most important night of the year, I'll tell you that right now. Big night. Oh, you bet. Oh, what a good night.
Wait, Carl, I hear you've been using a new cleanser.
Oh, the secret's out. You can tell already, huh? Oh, that's real good. I've been using this new cleaner made by my brother in Superior, Wisconsin, called Formula 410. It's like Formula 409, only one better. It's got a secret ingredient.
What's that?
Bullhead. They're no good for eating, but they can clean like a son of a gun. I'll tell you that right now. Look at here, I used up a whole carload of the stuff.
You know, the entire church smells fishy.
Yeah, ain't that great? Wonder why Glade never came out with a smell like that. Smells like Christmas dinner, a big slab of lutefisk running all over your plate.
Oh, it just gives me shivers.
Yeah, you got that right.
Carl, you like lutefisk?
Oh, no, you don't stop pulling my leg.
Why do you eat it?
Scandinavians eat lutefisk to remind us of our fallen nature. And with lutefisk, you're falling and you can't get up. Oh, I tell you what, a night gold got this place shining like a new dime. Oh, it's the best night of the year.
Carl, what would happen if no one came tonight?
Oh, now don't you go talking like that. You need cheering up. Now you come in here. Oh, look in here. See what I done.
The ladies' bathroom?
Oh, yeah, I got a surprise. Look in the stalls.
Oh, Carl, you shouldn't have. Colored toilet tissue. Green and red.
Oh, isn't that, feel it. It's charming. When was the last time you saw that in a church? Now that's the Christmas spirit. Now, if that don't cheer you up, I'll show you some more things. Oh, I've been working on all sorts of things. Oh, what a night.
But, Carl, don't you have family to see tonight?
Oh, no, these people are my family. The church, oh, they've been good people. They're good to me. Oh, it's the best night of the year, most important night of the year. Yeah, good people. You betcha.
I know I should have told them that the service was canceled because of the rash, but I couldn't. And they talk about the heartbreak of psoriasis. There had to be a way out of this. If Jesus could cure the lepers, then he could cure this too. But just when I thought things could never get any worse, I walked up the stairs toward my office and was greeted by something that could really make my skin crawl.
Oh, Merry Christmas, Elsie. I love you so much.
The church troublemaker, Ginger Slaughter. Don't let her fool you. She's just like the parking lot. Mushy on the surface, icy down below.
Oh, you poor little dear. Look at the spots. Your skin looks horrid.
I don't have the rash yet, Ginger.
Oh, I know. Oh, I think it's just terrible about the service being canceled. Lucky me, I've been here all afternoon and I didn't get a blemish. Whee!
Why is that?
Well, a good prayer life for one. And two, probably because I have been avoiding that little troll all day.
You mean Carl?
Well, I don't mean Santa. Talk about being born in a manger. that man, I mean, he sweats. This is a church.
What did you expect? He works here.
Not anymore.
What do you mean?
Oh, please, make a list. Check it twice. Find out he's not worth the price.
Wait, doesn't your brother run a professional custodial service?
Oh, Elsie. You know, Clifford hasn't even been on the job. Yet. I think, sweetie, it's been over 2,000 years. Why do we still have to live in a stable?
This church is very clean and no one is going to get rid of Carl.
I know you are thin-skinned, Elsie dear, and dry-skinned too. But look, when people avoid the church like the plague on Christmas Eve, the deacons are going to see red. Someone's got to take some action. Elsie, it's time I got to the bottom of this rash.
Now there's an image.
Don't think I haven't tried to save him. I've been spritzing my cologne everywhere to get rid of this fish smell. But it's too late. I'm just as broken up about this as you are. The troll, the ancient Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la.
I went back to my office. 10 minutes with Ginger and even Dr. Scholes would have been inflamed. But right now I had to clear up this church rash or it was Carl who was going to get burned but good. I picked up the phone and called Dr. Guy Staines. I had a hunch that as a mystery, we had barely scratched the surface.
Yeah, hello?
Hello, Dr. Staines. This is Elsie from church. We have an emergency and we need a doctor.
Oh, I'm sorry. There must be some mistake. I'm a dermatologist.
I know. This is a skin problem.
Do you know it's Christmas Eve?
Yes, I'm sorry.
I can't believe you were calling me at my home.
I know, but this is important.
An emergency call to me on Christmas Eve when my family is all together?
I know. I'm sorry again. I didn't mean to ruin your Christmas.
Ruin it? Are you kidding? This is the greatest thing that's happened to me in 17 years.
What?
My life is so boring. I never get emergency calls, let alone on a holiday. My kids, they watch 911 and they say, how come you don't have any emergencies, Dad? And why isn't Daddy a real doctor? What am I going to say? How many times have you heard of a woman trapped in a burning building with a life-threatening case of athlete's foot? Never. This is great. Hey, kids, I've got an emergency. Someone out there needs my help. Yay! Okay. Tell me what the problem is.
Well, the whole church building is giving people rashes. I think it's the cleaning fluid.
Sounds dangerous, kids. All right, you just sit tight, Elsie, and don't panic. I'll be there soon.
I'll get your ointment, Dad.
Thanks, Billy. Hey, Tammy, go down in the basement and find my siren.
Roger, Dad.
All right, Elsie, you've got to get me 3 things. A patient with a rash, a vial of the suspect cleaning fluid, and a vial of bicarbonate of soda.
What's the bicarbonate of soda for, Doctor?
Oh, that's for me. I'm getting a little too excited. Hey, I'll see you in a bit, Elsie. Over and out.
I hung up and immediately called Mrs. Rosedale. So far, I hadn't gotten the rash, and I knew she had it. Besides, I was getting a germ of an idea, and I was itching to try it out. Rose was home, but she had no tidings of comfort and joy.
Comfort and joy? No tidings of comfort and joy. Oh, Elsie. Sure, I'll come to the church, but I'll be the only one there. There's no way we can call them all back in time, even if Dr. Staines does find a way to control the rash. Oh, unholy night!
I hung up the phone. Then that's it, I thought. No one is going to show up at church on Christmas Eve. Carl, the janitor, is going to have to face the truth that he drove them all away. And after 35 years, the poor man might even lose his job. It was finally a mystery I couldn't solve in time.
Will Elsie be home for Christmas? Oh, come, all ye faithful, and stay tuned for the exciting conclusion of Church Secretary.